the amount of things you can do with money are almost infinite. Today we're going to talk about a very ambitious manga. A manga that embraces boring topics like coding and entrepreneurship, but it makes them look really fun. With a vintage art style, interesting characters, and a curious plot from the author of Dr. Stone, today we'll talk about Trillion Game. Before we move into the manga's plot and characters, I would like to talk about the two creators of this piece, as both of them are highly appraised in the manga industry. But first, I would like to ask you to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the content. It helps me a lot. Now getting back here, Trillion Game is a collaboration of two gigantic names of the manga industry. First we have Inagaki Riichiro, the author of Dr. Stone and Eyeshield 21. Both amazing series with a lot of prestige. Inagaki-sensei is an interesting one. He is one of the manga authors that best chooses his illustrators. Do you know Yusuke Murata, the top-tier illustrator from One Punch Man? One of his first works was with Inagaki Riichiro in Eyeshield 21. Yeah, the guy went from drawing American football to galaxies and exploding planets. And after Eyeshield 21, Inagaki-sensei wrote Dr. Stone. And yet again, he had by his side one of the best in the industry. I'm talking about the South Korean artist Boichi, which dominated the manga world with his characteristic, strong drawings. So Inagaki Riichiro knows what he's doing. And to be completely sincere guys, I love that the artist for the Trillion Game manga is none other than Ikegami Ryoichi, one of the most avant-garde artists that we have. Ikegami Ryoichi, now 80 years old, has a plethora of different works, all of them with his signature vintage-like style from mangas from the 80s. It is like he blends Western and Eastern art styles with a magnificent and original form. I would say that his style is not for everybody, but I really believe it is an approach that really enhances the plot of Trillion Game, as the manga deals a lot with seemingly boring topics for a manga, like investments, coding, and entrepreneurship. Ikegami-sensei's art style breaks the mold and shows us that we don't need super flashy pages for a manga to succeed, as Trillion Game sold more than 300,000 copies in 2023. At this point, you guys already understood that this duo is nothing less than amazing, so you should definitely check this manga. But if you want some more convincement, I can show you guys that the best duo of this series are not actually Ikegami Ryoichi and Inagaki Riichiro. The best duo here is actually our duo of protagonists. The founders of big company Trillion Game, Haru and Gaku, are two young men who become the first Japanese people in the 21st century to be listed in the top 10 of the world's richest people. The story takes place from Gaku's perspective, who recounts how he came this far. His first encounter with Haru, their first establishment of Trillion Game, and people who are involved with the success of the company. Haru Tennoji is the self-proclaimed world's most selfish man, who aims to earn $1 trillion by establishing the Trillion Game. Haru is gifted with high communication skills, intelligence, and physical strength. He is good at negotiating, has unmatched will to never give up, and is willing to use any means necessary to achieve his goals. As co-founder of Trillion Game, he serves as its sales representative as well as the business decision maker. He's a charismatic communicator beloved by all, regardless of age or gender. He may come across as easygoing, but beneath that facade lies an unwavering ambition for success. Then we have Taira Gaku Manabu, a brilliant engineer armed with remarkable IT sharpness. Personality-wise, he is the antithesis of Haru, introverted and a tad awkward in social interactions. Contrary to Haru, he is reclusive, timid, socially awkward, and weak-willed. A computer otaku who, despite being self-taught, has a skill that is on par with professionals of the area, as he has been polishing his coding skills for over 10 years. A duo that will definitely impress you. Not only they complement each other, they need each other. And after this brief presentation, I want to tell you guys a little bit more about these guys. Now I'm going to talk about the first chapter, but I won't be able to cover every single panel of it. So if you get interested, don't skip to the second chapter. Read the first one all by yourself. Every experience is unique, just like the life experiences of Haru and Gaku. This manga will show you how to talk your way into getting people to invest on you, how to not play fair while not getting caught, and it will show you how important it is to trust each other. So let's start this. Ever since around the time I was a high school student, I've always dreamed of this. I'll get somehow into a nice company, but I would live in a small house by the sea. It's fine to be a little poor. If possible, I would like to spend my life with a girl I love, and the two of us will have a tiny bit of happiness. The scene cuts to Gaku wondering about what could have been, as he gazes at the city. In the present, for the first time in the 21st century, we have Japanese people in the list of the world's richest people. Gaku and Haru are at the top with everything they could wish for. He starts to remember the first time he met Haru. It was during the last spring of their middle school years. After Gaku almost gets mugged, Haru gets in the way and beat the crap out of the bad guys. When Gaku asks him why he did that, Haru says that he helped because of two factors. First, to help someone in front of you is faster than calling the police. And second, no matter how badly he would beat them, he was in the one spot that wouldn't show him as the culprit. He was on the camera's blind spot. That puts Gaku to think. At first he thought Haru was just in for a fight, but no. Even being a cold, calculative guy, he noticed that Haru actually tried to help. Gaku is very socially awkward, but he understood that that guy risked himself to help him, as the truck that was parked moved in the minute the fight started, so the footage from the cameras would definitely put Haru in some trouble. Gaku then decides to do the classic "a soul for a soul." Okay, that sounded way too dramatic, right? But he basically wants to pay a good deed with another good deed. So he quickly hacks the store system to erase all the footage from the last hour. Haru gets really impressed with Gaku, saying that he should become a pro as every company would love to have him. Well, on paper that's pretty sweet, but the reality shows otherwise. Some time passes and the boys just graduated from school. Haru gets a ton of offers from big companies, while Gaku, because of his social awkwardness, can't land a single hit in the job market. He gets very nervous with interviews and cannot show his true potential. That's right before he applies to the biggest bank of Japan, the Dragon's Bank, where your normal Joe wouldn't bat an eye for him. But one specific and very interesting character saw a lot of potential in Gaku, the daughter of the president. For a lot of the bank employees, Kirika is just a girl enjoying the Japanese nepotism, but she's actually a genius in disguise, always allowing people to underestimate her so that she has the upper hand. Well, she sees potential in Gaku, but she's not able to hire him by herself as the other bosses don't want him around. After Gaku's interview, Haru enters the room and starts doing Haru things, bringing stories that are perfect for interviews and lying as normally as he would drink a glass of water. Kirika understands that, and when an interviewer questions Haru's skills in languages, as he wrote on his resume that he knows quote-unquote all of them, the girl challenges him with a question made in French and Chinese.
If it was for the sake of our company, would you become my pet?
Where he answers fastly, no hard feelings. But what about the other way around? How about you be my pet? The woman gets impressed, and the scene cuts to Gaku going to his part-time job, cleaning buildings. Today's building is none other than the Dragon Bank's head office, the place where our heroes just had their job interviews. We get to see Gaku depressed, crying about this lost opportunity, remembering Haru's words and not being able to believe in himself. But out of nowhere, Haru shows up as a temporary worker in Gaku's job, saying that he got accepted to work in the bank, but he decided to quit right before the entrance ceremony. Gaku, just like us, doesn't understand a thing. And then we have the speech that would lead this duo to the stars. Guys like me, who get by in this world with our mouths and bluffs, are one of two types of wheels on this earth. Guys like you, Gaku, are the other type, who are actually good at what they do. What the heck is with you needing communication skills anyways? You shouldn't have to worry about it. It's a job for someone like me. This company that only hires one wheel instead of both will enter it, grow in it, and buy it out. You can buy anything if you have 100 trillion yen after all. Haru then starts drawing a roadmap on the building with an ink spray, where he goes to the president's office and right behind the president. I will take you all. This, my friends, is a $1 trillion game, with the previous one, but now two most selfish people in this entire world. The manga right now counts with 23 chapters, and if you enjoy this premise, you need to keep reading it. There's a sheer amount of absurdity, impossible problems being solved realistically, tropey characters, and it's just fun. It makes boring things fun, just like Dr. Stone made science fun for a lot of people. Support this manga and tell me your thoughts afterwards. I would love to read your opinions. By the way, this show will get an anime by the end of this year, so keep your eyes wide open for this one. And that's it for today, guys. Thanks a lot for watching, keep grinding, trust your friends, and of course, keep reading manga. Bye!
I'm escaping to the one place that hasn't been corrupted by capitalism. Space!